Hello everyone, welcome to another video. We're looking at TGIF. Thank God it's Friday. The SoFi Weekly Income ETF. This is one of the two gimmick funds that focus very heavily on paying you on a weekly basis. Now, the biggest thing, as I've made it very clear in the past, is you go over the financial statement. You don't just listen to a fund, oh, because it's bonds, we'll pay you what we make. No. You need to go double check. So with that said, is this sustainable? Well, going over it right off the bat, expense ratio, net expense ratio of 0.59%. Most income funds, for you guys who follow me, know that my average is like 1, 2. PIMCO is 5%, which I kind of just got rid of a few days ago. So you guys can see, for me, this is low, but for like an index investor like Strongman, this would give him a heart attack because it's significantly higher than what he's used to. It's at a very baby premium. I'm actually going to refresh the page, and I'm hoping this brings us, more updated. It's not updated. That sucks. Either way, so they go through that, and we have the semi-annual and annual report. Spoiler, semi-annual is August of last year, so we have to go off the annual reports. Bringing it up. There we go. So what is inside this fund exactly? Well, to put it very easily, this guy owns asset-backed securities, 3.6%, mostly corporate bonds, 90.4%, and it has everything you see here, aerospace, banks, material. This, by the way, completely worthless now. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong about that, but considering they went bellies up, I would be surprised if they're still here. And then going down, you guys got a few different things. You have asset-backed securities, 1.4, municipal bonds, state of Illinois, preferred stock, short-term investments, 1%, which is just money market funds. And that is honestly it. And then you have this one down here, which is basically their leverage. Or part of it is a leverage. Investment purchase with collateral from security lending, Mount Vernon liquid asset portfolio. Breaks it down literally. It's, in my understanding, it's pretty much like, yeah, it literally has not moved. And that gives you 102.7%. Cost is $17 million. Liabilities in excess of other assets, 2.7, so 16. So as you guys can see, the cost and value, it has dropped quite a lot. Now, spoiler, as I mentioned, I dumped PIMCO a while ago, and I actually dumped it for this fund. Now, the biggest reason is mortgage-backed securities, MBSs, are heavily, they're insanely good high-yield investments and loans, but they suck in a rising interest rate environment. That's why, PIMCO is continuing to just get destroyed. Oh, yeah, I removed it even from this. That's why PIMCO is almost hitting another all-time low. Now, I'm not, shitting on PIMCO or anything. I still think it's fine. But just due to the fact that it's just had, like, the worst run of luck I have seen in a significantly long amount of time. Just, for now, I'm going to wait off to the side, or I might use TGIF and drip into it. I don't know. We'll see. But either way, though, PIMCO, it's gone from 20 down to 1660. I've been buying in and out of it for quite a while, and I had a little, baby gain. We're talking, 0.2, 0.3%. I just got out. I don't trust it. Same thing goes with Goff. This is another one that owns a significant amount of asset-backed securities. It went from 1570 to 1350. It's now yielding a significant amount. So now, saying that, PDI still has not paid really any ROC, so they can still make the dividend payments. I'm just at this point kind of wanting something more safe, which is more corporate bonds, in my opinion. Everyone might disagree with me, just my opinion. So we want to look at the financials. Breaking this down. Apology for the clicking. Okay, here we go. So this is assets. Distributions, that doesn't help. Where are you? Statement of operations. So, dividend income, net of withholding tax, 0. What? Doesn't make sense. 6 months ending August. Oh, why is this 6 months? What? Oh, shoot. I was on the wrong one. That's why. My bad. I was just going to say that doesn't make sense. Investment values. Here we go. Operations. Statement of change in net asset. Operations net income. $909 million. Distributions paid is 901. Obviously, that's me completely ignoring this loss, which is from, as you guys can see from this report, Credit Suisse and other things like that have just completely defaulted and hurt the fund massively. So they have basically $937 million of loss compared to the year prior, where they actually didn't do that bad. And that's pretty much a change in unrealized appreciation. So this is all down the pipeline again, because it's all bonds and stuff. As long as they don't sell, they'll get their base investment back, or if they don't go bankrupt, but it's a wait and see game. So if you're curious about payout ratio, if you want to go just off the net investment income, it's 99.11%. They're paying like literally almost everything out of the fund. If you include this realized, loss or realized gain, you're looking at about 198%. Not very good. Almost, you're pushing 200, my friend. So yeah, it's not the greatest ever. And that is pretty much it. Shares redeemed, shares sold. And then you can just compare it year to year. But yeah, overall, honestly, it's not the worst thing I've ever seen. Like, just based off the income alone, they can sustain it. What scares me, though, is the massive... Like, they went from a decent gain to a pretty scary loss. So, something to keep a very close eye on. And then they did do some ROC, a little bit of return of capital, just like they did last year. If anything, it actually was less. And then the big jump for distribution, for dividends, is mostly attributed to the special dividend. I think it was like $1.27, as well as them hiking the dividend like 20% again, which is crazy to think of. Capital share transaction doesn't matter. So yeah, it's net assets are down a little bit. It's not too horrible though. And that is basically it. I'm just curious what this one is here. Financial highlights. So, net income. Okay, here, it shows you per share. Net reals unrealized. Spoiler, we saw it was almost this, so it's basically another 380. Total distributions. That actually confuses the hell out of me. Why is it... Because the 416 makes sense, but going up, it looks good. Why is it per share? Average shares outstanding. So did average shares outstanding increase then? Not annualized. The total return is based on the fund's net asset value. Excludes the impact of in-kind. Number 6. Portfolio turnover. So... Now this is another thing that kind of confused me. So when Strongman went over this in his video, I do recommend you go look at it because he'll do a lot better than me. He won't go over the actual financial statement, but he will break it down. This screams at me that they're not holding these to maturity, that they are selling them for a loss or a gain. Like, I'm not sure you can even do that for bonds. I have to double check that. But this screams to me that they're literally selling half the portfolio and then reinvesting it in something else. So that kind of scares the shit out of me. Ratio of net investment income loss to average net assets, 4.3, which is up, not horrible. So this is the annualized. Net asset end of year in millions. So as you guys can see, they had a huge drop. Yeah, and then per share, we're looking at 93, 92, down from 138 and 103.84. If you bought it way up here, I feel horrible for you, by the way. But yeah, so overall, looking at it, it's not horrible. Net investment income, again, that's something I need to kind of look over. But they, like, destroyed this right here. But I imagine this is all pretty much unrealized. And again, it shows a loss here, but when what we were looking at showed a gain. So I'm just going to kind of leave it just because I'm very confused by it. Yeah, and then this just goes over all the risks. Excuse me. So yeah, asset-backed securities, corporate bonds, MBS, municipal bonds, preferred stock, short term investing, and it shows you literally just the value of these. Investment measured at net asset value. Yeah. So level 2, which is again mostly everything but like almost entirely corporate bonds, is a huge amount of this fund's like net worth. Now, what kind of scares me is this right here, mortgage-backed securities. Again, they're fine. Don't like holding them in interest rate environment just from the stuff I've researched into them and just looking at PIMCO. And honestly, that's pretty much it. So yeah, I own 20 shares of this guy at 24.10. I am barely up, technically break even if we go after hours. But the max chart leaves a significant a lot to be desired. So it IPO'd at $100. I remember when this fund came out, everyone was like, "Oh, it's monthly, it's a gimmick, it's a joke." Went up to 106, all the way down to 93.11, and since June of last year, so over almost a year and a half now, it's done nothing. It's literally just floated in this range of 93 to 95, or yeah, 95. Just floated. You've done nothing for over a year, but you have gotten distributions, so you've technically left with a gain. The sister fund weekly, it has no dividend increase. It is still paying 2 cents a share weekly. I just overall do not like this at all. I know, oh, it's a diversified ETF. I imagine it can sustain it, actually. You know what? We're going to do both. Weekly dividend ETF. Oh, shoot. That's the holdings we want. This. So, 18, realized loss again. A huge loss, just like the other funds. Net decrease. $1 billion. Oh, my God, man. Is this actually in thousands? Please say it's not. I can't tell, but I think that's in thousands, which suck. Distributions, 108. Easily coverable from the dividends they're paying. So they may, again, just based off net investment income, 189, 108. It actually paid less than last year. Again, there's no div hike. There's no, like, the special dividend was like 46 cents. It was very, very little. And as you guys can see, yeah, they did actually take a pretty huge hit here. Yeah, honestly, weekly, I don't know. Excuse me. I'm very mixed on it, but again, they made 95 cents per share. They paid out only 54, so we can literally just go into this. So 0.54 divided by 0.95. Yeah, so it's a 56.84 payout ratio based on that. And then, yeah, the previous year, they actually did okay. And yeah, like the turnover's significantly less than TGIF too. But yeah, that's kind of it. There's not too much to really go on. TGIF is, again, just like your normal corporate bond fund. There's nothing borderline exciting about it. I understand, oh, it's a gimmick. Oh, it pays weekly. It's the whole point of it. I mean, they've raised the dividend like, what, 40, like 80-ish%, I think. It went from, 5 cents a share to 7 to 9. We're almost at 10. We've almost doubled the dividend since IPO. And that doesn't include the special distribution they've done consecutively for a long period of time. So, call it whatever you guys think it is. Again, I do not mind the holdings. It's like forward cash. Again, this one's just dead, so I'm not going to ignore it. AeroCap, Owl Rock, Ally, Barclays. I think Barclays went bankrupt too. But again, like, it's over 100 holdings, and they're all like 1.5%. Oh no, it's lost, let's, round it up aggressively, 5% of the portfolio. Oh no. They'll be just fine. So overall, TGIF, I really like it. I know a lot of people hate it because, oh, it's a gimmick fund. Oh, the yield sucks. It's like an RRSP, it's 5.4. This is actually wrong. It's 20 right now. And then for TFSA, it's only 4.32 because it's paying you 765 every single week. But overall, again, I'm happy with it. Everyone can fight me in the comments on it. See you.